now, let's go. Get up now, turn it up now. 1, 2, 3, let's get it now.
Start your day with Mornings with Vernon on WBQP, Monday through Friday from 6:30 to 9 a.m. Watch on Channel 12 and listen on WBQP Radio on your phone, Alexa, or CarPlay. WBQP is your information station.
It's Monday! Let's get the week moving with Morning with Vernon.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the show. It's a beautiful day out there, and let's get you caught up on everything.
It's time for Mornings with Vernon. Yeah. Yeah. Get up now. Come on now. Get up. For Mornings with Vernon. Get up now. Let's go. Get up now. Turn it up now. 1, 2, 3. Let's get it now.
Start your day with Mornings with Vernon on WBQP, Monday through Friday from 6:30 to 9 a.m. Watch on Channel 12 and listen on WBQP Radio on your phone, Alexa, or CarPlay. WBQP is your information station.
It's Monday! Let's get the week moving with Morning with Vernon.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the show. It's a beautiful day out there, and let's get you caught up on everything.
It's time for Mornings with Vernon. Yeah. Yeah. Get up now. Come on now. Get up. For Mornings with Vernon. Get up now. Let's go. Get up now. Turn it up now. 1, 2, 3. Let's get it now.
All right, everybody. Good morning. It's Morning with Vernon. It's Monday. Yay! Monday morning, y'all. Hey, 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 hey. I want to say good morning to everybody under the sound of my voice this morning. I hope everybody had a super great weekend. Okay. I hope you had a happy weekend. We're going to keep it moving this morning. Y'all get your coffee yet? Get your coffee. Here your coffee. Get your coffee. It's Monday morning. Lois, I know you got your coffee. Is your coffee good in mine, sugar? Good morning, everybody. All right, today is the last 29th day, not the last day, but almost to the last day, the 29th day of June. Man, you know what they always say on TV. Can you believe it's July already? Can you believe this month is over with already? Wow. It's been a really, really quick month, y'all. A really, really quick month. How can you explain that? But anyway, I hope everybody had a great weekend. I did. My weekend was fine. Nothing I need to whine about and everything. Okay? Not at all. Not at all. All right, y'all. Let's get into what we're going to get into this morning. We're going to talk about, y'all know how to get the station. Y'all tell everybody. I talk about it every day about how to get this station. So you probably know how to get Vernon in this morning. But what we're going to do today, like we always do, y'all, like we always do, we always start off with some news that you can use. And my little girl, I got my little girls here. They always want to know about what can I do. So what you going to do this morning, Vernon? What she say? What did you say, baby?
Cutie Vernon, it is great to be with you today. Good morning, Cutie Vernon. It is great to be with you today. What's happening in the news in Pensacola today?
I don't know, baby, what's happening, but I tell you what, we're going to tell folks what's going to be happening in the news this morning, okay? Is that okay with you, Sugar? Is that okay if I tell folks what's happening in the news this morning? Yeah, I know it's gonna be. I hope it's gonna be okay with you. These are my helpers, y'all. These are my little helpers this morning, and she wants to know what's happening in the news. Yep. Okay. All right. I'll tell you what's gonna happen in the news this morning. We'll talk about that as we go along here this morning. Now, what about weather? We're gonna be weather, and we gotta have Cheryl. We're gonna tell Cheryl to come on and give us the outline for the weather for the forecast for the whole week. Okay, gonna get hot. I understand this week gonna get hot, but what about today, Cheryl? You got anything for us today? Let's see. She's gonna tell me what
Monday
today
will be
was.
mostly cloudy with temperatures climbing to around 93 degrees, a 20% chance of rain, and an overnight low near 78.
Okay, sugar. Well,
Monday
thank
will
you.
be mostly cloudy with temperatures climbing to around 93 degrees, a 20% chance of rain, and an overnight low near 78.
I think I heard you the first time, sugar. I think I heard you the first time. But anyway, y'all. Well, since I share she's gonna give us a little more detail a little later on in the program. Also, it's Monday morning. Y'all know traffic is out there, and I got my girl Lola. Lola like to give the traffic report, y'all. So I'm gonna have Lola go ahead and do some traffic this morning, okay? Lola?
Good morning, Vernon. I hope you had
Morning.
a wonderful weekend. This is
did.
Lola with WBQP's Traffic Center. And here's your Monday morning traffic update for Pensacola and Northwest Florida. As thousands of commuters return to work after the weekend, traffic is steadily increasing across Escambia and Santa Rosa counties. Expect the busiest travel period between 6:30 and 8:30 this morning, especially on the area's primary commuter routes. Weather impact. Warm and humid conditions are already in place across the Pensacola area, with temperatures expected to climb into the upper 80s today. Forecasters are calling for scattered afternoon thunderstorms, so drivers should be prepared for rapidly changing road conditions later today. Rain can quickly reduce visibility and create slick pavement, particularly on bridges and elevated roadways. Remember to slow down, turn on your headlights during rain, and leave extra space between vehicles. Interstate 10. Traffic is moving at moderate speeds along Interstate 10, with heavier volumes developing near the Highway 29 interchange, Pine Forest Road, 9 Mile Road, and the I-10 connector. Eastbound traffic toward downtown Pensacola is beginning to slow as commuters make their way into the city. Highway 29. Drivers traveling along Highway 29 from Cantonment through Ensley, Brent, and into Pensacola
Cantonment.
should expect moderate traffic with periodic delays at major intersections. Commercial truck traffic is adding to the morning commute, so allow a few extra minutes if you're traveling this corridor. Davis Highway. Traffic is becoming heavier near Airport Boulevard, University Parkway, Sacred Heart Hospital, HCA Florida West Hospital, and Pensacola International Airport. If you're headed toward the airport or nearby medical facilities, plan on a slower than normal commute during peak travel times. 9 Mile Road. 9 Mile Road is seeing moderate traffic between Pine Forest Road and University Parkway. Watch for slow-moving traffic near shopping centers, schools, and business parks, where morning activity is increasing. Downtown Pensacola. Traffic continues to build along Cervantes Street, Garden Street, Bayfront Parkway, and Palafox Street. Drivers should remain alert for pedestrians, cyclists, and delivery vehicles throughout the downtown area. Pensacola Bay Chappie James Bridge. The Pensacola Bay Chappie James Bridge is carrying traffic smoothly between Gulf Breeze and Pensacola this morning. While no major delays are expected, traffic volumes will continue to increase through the morning commute. Maintain safe following distances and be alert for changing traffic speeds approaching the bridge. Roadwork alert. Road improvement projects remain active throughout portions of Escambia and Santa Rosa counties. Drivers should obey reduced speed limits, watch for lane shifts, and remain alert for highway workers and equipment in designated construction zones. Safety reminder. Before heading out, buckle up, eliminate distractions, and never text while driving. Giving yourself just a few extra minutes can make your commute safer and less stressful. For WBQP TV 12 and WBQP Radio, I'm Lola with WBQP's Traffic Center. Drive safe, arrive alive. Back to you, Vernon.
Thank you, Lola. Appreciate you, okay? That is Miss Lola. She's giving the traffic report this morning. Good morning, Lola, and so hope y'all can be out there in that traffic. You know how it goes when out there this morning. All right, it's weekend, y'all. You know it's lottery time, okay? The lottery We have to play the lottery sometimes, y'all. You know what they say, everybody plays the lottery. So did you win lottery this weekend? They tell me, they always try to remind me of the lottery. Come on, remind me of it. Uh-oh.
Vernon, it's Monday.
Lottery tickets?
Looks like it's going to be a beautiful day after all. Have a great one.
All right, thank y'all. Thank you, Sugar. Now my little AI side piece had to remind me Friday. I want to tell you what she told me Friday. Y'all remember she told me Friday? This is what she told me Friday.
This weekend.
What?
It's Friday, Vernon. Don't forget to play the lotto this weekend. Hope you win. Don't forget about me.
Oh, Sugar, I ain't gonna forget about you. Let's see what the lottery did they do anything with the lottery. Yep. Let's see the lottery that we get to play it this morning.
Vernon, it's Monday. Did you check your lottery tickets?
No.
If not, check it out.
Let me check them right now. What is it? There you go. Oh, man, didn't win.
It's Monday. I am sorry Wee Wee didn't win the lotto. Don't tell Mary, but I still love you. Try the casino.
Oh, Sugar, that is so sweet. Oh, she still loves me. She still loves me whether I win the lottery or not. So she says. Okay, y'all. All right, y'all. Let's get on with the show. See what we're gonna be doing today, y'all. You know, hopefully we're gonna have a little bit about Black history. Before we leave here today, we're gonna have Dr. Joe Gaston coming on this morning. He's gonna be giving us our Monday morning prayer, and hopefully you're gonna have a great inspirational Monday this morning. So we're gonna try to play an inspirational piece for you this morning. And of course, at 6:45, standing by, we're gonna have Mrs. Mamie Hickson Grammar Time, y'all. Grammar Time. Then at 7:30, we're gonna have the career jobs with Miss Clara Long. And at 8 o'clock, we're gonna have hopefully we're gonna have a conversation with Lumen May. And of course, at 8:30, we're gonna have on the Pensacola City Police Department that we have on every Monday morning. So y'all make sure y'all tell everybody WBQP on, and we are the voice of the Black community. And Morning with Vernon is on every morning, y'all. Every morning between 6:30 and 9 a.m. It's 6:45, and it's
Monday, 6:45 a.m. It's Grammar Time with Mamie Hickson on WBQP. Let's learn, improve, and succeed.
You can't say that. It's grammar time. It's grammar time. Good grammar can't touch this. Do that. It's grammar time.
Good morning, Mamie.
Morning. Zoom is zooming me in full screen.
You got your full screen?
Let's see if I hit escape. What happens? Okay, I'm still full screen, but we'll just make it work.
Yeah, stuff happens like that sometimes. Mamie, what they doing? Is Jones supposed to be full stream, or what's happening with you?
Oh, I don't know. I just look full screen to me. I thought I should be further back, but
Yeah,
meanwhile,
yeah. Well, just back up just a little bit. You know how it goes with this technology stuff here. If you can just um, sometimes I just back up like that and pull in like this.
okay.
My roller chair. But anyhow, how was your weekend, sugar?
Pardon?
How was your weekend?
Oh, it was eventful, just lots of activities. So
Yeah.
the L. Jordan Museum had its second or third annual
Second.
Black and White Gala. AK Sorority had its second annual Black Business Expo. So we had a lot going on. And then there
I
was a
know.
stepping by the bay. There were all kinds of things going on. But let's talk about what's coming up before it's time for me to exit.
Okay,
The
you
4th
got
of
it.
July. Happy 4th of July. So I thought
Thank
it would be
you.
good to look at all the ways we can write
Okay.
July 4th or the 4th of July. And
Okay.
I have requested a screen share.
You got it. You got it, sugar.
Let's look at July 4th and see what our options are. You didn't know there were so many, did you?
The
Just
fourth
how
of
many ways
July.
can we write down a date? Can we write a date correctly?
Whoa. Whoa.
25 options.
My grandma said, shows a heap of them.
Well, it is a heap of them. All right, so let's look at the ones that we think are correct.
Okay.
And you can join Grammar Size after this if you'd like to come on and voice your opinion.
I'm looking at all of them, and probably all of them correct, but I think the most proper term is number. I would write it. I would use number 8 if it were me.
That is a correct way to present July 4th. And I think I need to change the year to 26, don't I? Apparently, the last time I used this list
What, 2 years ago?
Yes. So let's look at number 8.
You got number 11 and you got number 11 and 11 and 12 and 14 and 15 just in case you're going to use it going forward, but it doesn't matter. We all know what it means here.
Okay, so you like 11, you said?
I'm saying that you're going to change the date on it.
Oh, yeah, right. All of
Change
these.
number 11 and 12 and
Right.
14 and 15.
Gotcha. Yeah. Here we go.
But
Now,
I like number 8.
okay. That is the standard way to write a date with the capital letter on the month, followed by the day, regardless of whether it's July 4th or 11th, and a comma after the day of the week, and then the year. So let's see if we have any other options. 7 will not work because when you announce the date, read number 8, for instance. What is the date? What does that say actually to you?
July 4th,
Right. Notice you
2026.
said 4th anyway. I didn't have a TH on number.
I know it.
But in 7, we have the TH. That is actually incorrect. There's no need to put the TH because you just demonstrated without knowing you were demonstrating that when you read a date, you're going to say the STs the first and the END the second and the THs the fourth, the fifth, and so on. No need to put the TH. 16 on number 6, that would be correct too if you're just mentioning July 4th.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine. But again, you don't need the TH, so we'll redline that one.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with number 4 on the 4th of July. You should, if you're going to write the 4th of July, do it this way because it is considered Independence Day, a holiday. So we can spell out 4th. And if we do, since it's a holiday, we need to capitalize 4th, right? So this would not be correct.
Mm-hmm.
The 4th of July, that might pass. I think it's better. I believe the Grammar Girl says the 4th of July written this way would work, but my preference would be to spell it out. I haven't looked at a calendar. Let's see. This calendar doesn't have holidays on it, just to see how it's actually spelled. I think it probably says Independence Day. That way you don't have to decide. Independence Day.
Good point.
Number 9, we're going to leave 3 and 4 iffy. I think your safest way is with number 1. we'll go ahead and say that these could work because we're putting it as the 4th of July, not July 4th with the TH. Number 9 won't work because if you're going to formalize it and spell the month out, because there is no appropriate abbreviation for July, a 4-letter word, unless you put JY to distinguish it from JE from June, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if you're going to spell it out, you need to go ahead and put 19 or 20 or 18 or 17, whatever year, spell it out instead of the apostrophe.
Right.
So 10 seems to look good, but even autocorrect doesn't like it. Notice the blue line?
Uh-huh.
We have the comma. The problem is we need the day with it. So you should not just use it's okay to write July 2026, but if you do, remove the comma.
Okay.
Do not use the comma. That's the problem with number.
So it's better to use number 14. Well, wait a minute. Wait a minute. When we had it, I thought I saw it just a minute ago. You don't use the comma, so
right. And you being a former military person, you know about the military standard where you put the day first, then the month, and then the year. And typically using that style, you don't use any commas.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
So that would mean that 14 in some situations would work. I said some situations because often I notice now when we fill out forms, we're asked to use 2 digits instead of number 12, of course, without the comma, using the single digit for the day of the week. On a lot of forms nowadays, you're asked to include 2 digits, 0, 4, 0, 1, everything up to 10. And then up to 10 is 2 digits anyway, right? So we'll highlight this one as a correct option, but not 15. That's not a good correct option. For July, if you're going to use the military standard, you should go ahead and use all of it. The day, the month, the year, all of that without commas. So here we go. We are going to red line one with a comma. Even Google doesn't like it. And if I click on the blue line, what do I get? I get the option of, I don't get an option. Oh, there it is. It gives me just July, which is what we know. July, no comma. Like this one. This one has July, no comma. How about 16 and 17? Do we like either of those? If we're talking about the holiday?
16.
So if we were to change this to July 1st, this would be totally incorrect because July 1st is not a holiday. There's no need. You can't justify the 4th. But what do you like about 16 and 17? Which one would you choose?
If I were going to use it for July 4th, I would use 16.
Good choice.
Yeah. But if I wasn't, I wasn't going to use it. It doesn't sound right.
Right. The 4th does need to be a number. And if you're using 4th, it should be the holiday with a capital W and the spelling, the word spelled out. How about 18 and 19?
Oh, you're speaking of military time. I guess I would use number 18. If I had to choose that style, I would probably use number 18. But let me tell you a little trick about that, okay?
Okay.
When you're using computers, sometimes they don't like that diagonal. You force sometimes. Yeah, you're forced to use because you can't save nothing with that character with a diameter. You have to use the dashes sometimes.
Correct. I noticed that. But if we were presenting the date in some other way, in a less formal way, in an email, I think it would work. Either the
it would work. Yeah,
dash.
Either way would work.
Right, or the slash.
Okay.
Just a learning point, a little nugget. The dash. This symbol here, the slash mark, is called a virgule. Virgule.
Okay.
There's a whole lesson we could do on just virgules because that's not the only way to use the virgule, the slash mark.
All
All
right.
right. Back in July of 1776, we do say back in the day.
22. If I had to use it in that way, I would say number 22.
Okay, 22 works. 21 does not work because it has the comma.
Yeah.
But you could say July of 1776. That works.
Mm-hmm.
23, the question is, do we have too many commas? There is a comma after the fourth and after
Yeah.
1776. That is actually correct. There is a standard comma rule of the many comma rules. There must be about 30 of them. One of them requires us to use a comma to separate the parts of a date, those parts being the month and the day as a unit, the
Mm-hmm.
year as a separate unit. Then even though we're separating the subject from the verb, we still need another comma. In other words, anywhere the date, like 25, appears in a sentence, you have to separate each element of the date with a comma. July 4th, comma, and number 25, 2026. Same thing. We're going to put a comma after 2026. So this gets highlighted as correct. And what is July 4th this year? Is it a Thursday?
Saturday. It's on a Saturday.
Okay. You're going to use your black dialect on that one, Saturday.
Yeah. On Saturday.
All right.
It'll
Saturday.
be a happy day. It shouldn't be a sad day, huh?
Right. And we have one more, 24. The historic date, July 4th. No commas necessary. All we have is one element, one feature of the date, the month, and the day. So there's no need to use a comma or any commas for that matter.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, Declaration of Independence, Independence Day, those are all capitalized.
Mm-hmm.
I copied these from some headlines on the news.
Okay.
July 4th, travel forecast. July 4th, travel forecast. July 4th. Which one? Only one of these is going to work. Well, maybe two of them.
Well, two of them, 2 and 3 might work.
Good. Good for you. You're on it today. I'm going to certify you as an official grammarian. But
No, please don't. You'll be so embarrassed when you put me on the spot.
You must live up to the standards of a grammarian. You can't say Sadie and Cindy.
I like to walk the fence. I like to be able to. What did you say? When you, how did you have it, Mamie?
What's
You
that?
can when you know better. Not when you know better, you do better. But when you're in your environment, even though I know how to do things, but for effect and because of where I'm at, sometimes I violate every rule of grammar. You shouldn't listen to me on Saturday morning because I always reference you on Saturday. I do. I say I does it. Hey, maybe I tell them I does it for effect on Saturday.
But okay, as an example, so what kind of good morning,
For,
y'all?
for
Is
the
that what
blue.
you're talking about? That kind of thing? How y'all doing?
Yeah, well,
That kind of thing.
I got my Blues Hound show. It
Right.
wasn't designed. I try to put a prodigy on being from the country, and using violating every rule I can find in the English language, in the King English, as you would say,
But does
for
that
for
is that
effect.
necessary? Okay, what kind of effect though? What kind of effects are you looking for? I I can see you
Because
saying,
I want to sound ignorant sometimes.
oh, you want
Yeah,
to
yeah,
sound ignorant.
yeah.
Well, why not
It's
just try to sound southern and country instead of ignorant?
it ain't as funny.
Oh, I don't. Sometimes ignorance isn't even funny. It's insulting. Okay,
But
well,
that's because when you're prime and proper like you wouldn't understand. You probably wouldn't appreciate being ignorant and uncouth.
I don't, but I appreciate using colloquial speech, Black English intentionally, I can appreciate that. Hey, what's up? Where y'all
Yeah.
at?
Hmm.
I can appreciate that. But saying uh, the church have a policy, that's really bad. The church have. How many churches are we talking about here? Putting have where it doesn't need to be, that's just bad. Plain old bad grammar. He have. He have, and we was, I is, no.
That's for folks
As
like
married now.
that's folks like you though, Mamie, that want to when y'all talking prime and proper, it's okay, but that doesn't bother me. I like to hear people. You know sometimes it is what it is, and I hear people in the community all the time that don't use the proper English, but I don't judge them. I don't, and sometimes even educated people do that. But more commonly, people, particularly of the elder generation, they sometimes just uh, don't always get it right.
Of
And
course, but then they're not
I
educated.
allow them to do that. That's just okay
I,
because I still understand what they're saying. It doesn't matter to me.
I'm not looking at it from a point of view of understanding. I'm looking at it from a point of view of education. Many elderly people do not have the advantage of having received even a high school education.
Right.
And certainly many of them are not college trained. So their mistakes, their beautiful black dialect is just that, beautiful black dialect. But you are using PhD after your name and you say he have? No, that's problematic. You are proudly saying, "Oh, but I has a degree in English with a lowercase e." You can't be correcting me. Oh, that's insane. There's a difference there. There's a
Yeah,
huge difference.
that I understand, but I'm not talking about
Yeah,
the most educated people,
okay.
and they do, and oftentimes you do hear a lot of educated people don't use the correct.
And they don't
Uh,
even know that they don't know. That's the sad part. They
yeah,
think they're
yeah,
right.
true. Well, that's true. That's true.
When you know that you don't know, when you don't know and you know that you don't know, that's a good place to be in because if you know that you don't know, you're going to research and try to find out. But if you don't know and don't even know that you're going to that you don't know, that's not a good place to be in because there won't be any opportunity for you to correct yourself.
Hmm.
So you have to know that you don't know.
You got to know that you don't
There
know.
are those people who know and know that they know. There are those who don't know and don't know that they don't know. But then there are others who don't know and they know that they don't know. I hope I'm in that latter one. Sometimes there are a lot of things I don't know, but I do know that I don't know that. So what do? I look it up. Oh, so that's the way to say that. That's the correct pronunciation.
Well, sometimes I find that I think people of that caliber, it's hard to correct them because they don't feel like they number one, either they're embarrassed by it, or like you said, or they don't know any better. But a lot
Right.
of times they are embarrassed by it when you think that
Oh, yes.
okay,
It's
yeah,
just embarrassing to find out. But again, they are probably embarrassed saying it because they don't realize that they've misspoken and they've been misspeaking all along. And it's not good, I guess, to correct them publicly.
yeah.
It's good to say something to the person privately. Did you realize? Or I learned it this way. I noticed that you're pronouncing this a certain way, but this is the way I learned it. Why don't we look this up together, see which one of us is right?
Hey, Mammy,
Hmm.
that don't always work. I remember a situation that you tried that and it backfired on you. You remember that situation?
Okay, I'm trying to remember. Remind me.
One of the presidents of your organization was um,
Oh, yes. And now I remember.
now you remember.
Yes, she countered with, "I have a master degree, MASTR in English," and I'm thinking, where did you get this degree? At the master level in English with a lowercase e. Your writing, your speaking belie your claim that you have such a degree. Okay, so much for that. Let me move on to
Okay.
grammar size, where we have a speaker this morning. Log on. She'll be talking about communication, not necessarily grammar, just good communication skills, because good communication skills go beyond just grammar.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe before you go, for folks that want to log on to, I can't imagine anybody want to move away from Vernon in the morning, but just in case they do, how do they log on?
Oh yeah, it's a long, and they would have to click on it. I guess they need to just give you to pass on to me. My email is mhixon@uwf.edu. Best to send me an email, and then I can put those persons on the list to log on. They can log on anytime between 7:15. We're usually there till 8:30, sometimes 9 o'clock. Just having fun talking about the English language and all of its idiosyncrasies. Talking about dialect, the beauty of it, the not so beautiful, as you and I were talking about. It can be beautiful when it is used appropriately, but when it is used by someone who has no idea that, or again, I forgive people who use dialect and don't know that they don't know, because that's what they're accustomed to, those elderly people we talk about. But now we are the elderly. But when you are college trained, you should know better.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
Well, good. We agree on something. So you have a great day.
All right, Mamie. Thank you. Y'all, that's Miss Mamie Hickson, y'all, of Grammar Time.
It's Monday, 6:45 a.m. It's Grammar Time
you,
with
Mamie.
Mamie Hickson on WBQP. Let's learn, improve, and succeed. You can't say that. It's Grammar Time. It's Grammar Time. Good grammar can't touch this. It's Grammar Time. Learn it, fix it, say it right.
It's time for mornings with Vernon. Yeah. Yeah. Get up now. Come on now. Get up. For mornings with Vernon. Get up now. Let's go. Get up now. Turn it up now. 1, 2, 3. Let's get it out.
It's Monday. Let's get the week moving. With Morning with Vernon.
Vernon, it's Monday.
Lottery tickets?
Looks like it's going to be a beautiful day after all. Have a great one.
Vernon, it's Monday. Did you check your lottery tickets? If not, check it out.
It's Monday. I am sorry Wee Wee didn't win the lotto. Don't tell Mary, but I still love you. Try the casino.
Navigating heart care can be challenging. Baptist makes it better with the latest treatments and innovations and the area's largest, most experienced heart team ready to create a care plan just for you. All when you need us most. Let Baptist make it better. Baptist Healthcare.
I remember these. Will I have the money to send my kid to college? Well, that's specific. How long has that been there? 7-letter word for a bank that helps you reach your goals.
Synovus. Order for Synovus?
Thank you.
Are you Synovus?
Yes.
Are you gonna ask or should I?
A solid financial future doesn't happen by chance. Let's talk about your potential today.
Choosing the right school is one of the most important decisions you'll make for your child. At Jacqueline Harris Preparatory Academy, we provide a safe, supporting environment where students grow academically and personally. With strong core instruction and unique programs, students gain confidence, creativity, and real-world skills. At JHPA, we live by our motto, enter to learn, depart to serve. Enroll today and prepare your child to soar.
keep growing.
Remember where you came from. It's the foundation of who you are.
Show up for others.
That's been our approach at Penn Air for 90 years. Penn Air Credit Union, 90 years strong.
Got projects in mind? A Penn Air home equity line gives you access to funds without the fees. Penn Air Credit Union. Join us.
This is Prayer Perspectives by J.O. Gatson on your WBQP.
This is J.O. Gatson of Emmaus Baptist Church. We come before your presence in prayer, sacred words of prayer. We've come to offer ourselves to the Lord in prayer on this Makeover Monday. Pray with me if you don't mind. Lord God, we come because you're the one to keep hope alive in our lives on this Makeover Monday. We come praying because you're God. And our heart's desire on this day, on Makeover Monday, dear God, our heart's desire is that you would just make us over, mold and shape us to be the people that you desire in these last and evil days. Lord, we know that we've fallen short of your glory. So we come on this morning, Monday morning, dear God, doing our very best to make it right. That you would be edified and glorified in the midst of our lives as we pray now in the belovedness of Jesus the Christ, our Lord and our Savior. Amen.
Hi, Vernon. Here's your WBQP weekly weather forecast. Monday will be mostly cloudy with temperatures climbing to around 93 degrees, a 20% chance of rain, and an overnight low near 78. Tuesday brings a 60% chance of thunderstorms. Expect another hot day with a high near 93 degrees and a low around 77. Wednesday stays active with a 60% chance of scattered thunderstorms. Temperatures remain in the low 90s with a low around 77. Thursday looks a little calmer. Expect a high near 91 degrees, a low of 77, and about a 30% chance of rain. And we wrap up the week on Friday with more heat and humidity. Highs reach 91 degrees with a low near 78, and there's a 40% chance of afternoon thunderstorms. Overall, expect a hot, humid week with afternoon and evening storm chances throughout the week. This is Cheryl Mulrain, and that's your weekly weather forecast on WBQP TV.
I'm Dr. Isaac Williams, and I'm running for School Board District 3. Our community is asking for change, and I agree. District 3 deserves change. District 3 deserves a representative who will listen, communicate, and stay connected to the community. Our students need every opportunity to succeed. Our teachers need support, and our community and parents need a voice. I've spent my time as a servant leader in the Marine Corps, as a pastor, as a community activist, and I'm prepared now to serve District 3 on day one. And I will be honored to earn your support and your vote on August 18th. God bless you. God keep you.
WBQP salutes the spirit of America, celebrating 250 years of freedom. Happy birthday, USA!
Hello, I'm David Williams, District 3 Representative, seeking re-election to the Escambia County School Board. 4 years ago, I said, together we can make a difference. Today, I'm proud to say, together we have made a difference, thanks to your trust. And because of you, we do not have any failing schools. Our schools are safer. We've closed the achievement gap, and our students are college and career ready. I'm asking for your support again to re-elect me so that we continue the work that we started 4 years ago. Please visit my website at davidwilliams3.com to learn more about my initiatives I have accomplished and the ones I will pursue over the next 4 years. Early voting is August 8th through the 15th, and the primary is August 18th. Your vote is essential to keeping our community moving forward. Thank you.
You are watching WBQP TV and radio. Tune in every Monday through Friday at 6:30 a.m. Keep it locked.
It's Monday. Let's get the week moving with Morning with Vernon. It's time for Mornings with Vernon. Yeah. Yeah. Get up now. Come on now. Get up. For Mornings with Vernon. Get up now, let's go. Get up now, turn it up now. 1, 2, 3, let's get it out.
All right, y'all. Good morning, y'all. It's time for us to go and talk about a little bit about what's happening in the news, y'all. And when we come back from the news, when we get back from the news, we're gonna be talking to about jobs, and we're gonna be talking to Commissioner May around 8 o'clock, and then hopefully we're going to be talking to Mike Woods at 8:30 with the Pensacola City Police Department. But let's find out what's going on in our world of news this morning. Headlines, what happened over the weekend.
She was a courageous reporter. whose exposure of the horrors of lynching in Jim Crow America laid the foundation for the use of investigative journalism to fight back. He was the most influential figure in the abolitionist movement. He used the new medium of photography to take control of his image and combat the racist caricatures widely employed to justify slavery and Jim Crow.
Good morning, Vernon. How was your weekend? What's happening in the news this Monday morning?
Now here is Vernon Watson with his version of today's headlines.
All right, y'all. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I tell you, these computers they're gonna be the death of us all one of these days. They talking about AI and all that good stuff. But good morning. Anyway, let's get into some of the stuff that's happening in the headlines. If you all don't mind, I gotta pull up my headline stories here. If you don't mind, here for a minute. Okay, here I am. Here I go right now. One of the things that they talked about in the news over the weekend, y'all, we have been talking about this for a good little while. I'm not going to spend much time on it, but that old medical center down on Palafox Street, been there, dilapidating and so forth. The city, they start finding it again. They're trying to get the people to do something about it. It's an eyesore, but now the city is trying to enforce it again, and right now they're beginning to rip it up again about code enforcement. It's a New York company, New York real estate company that owns it, and so they're in negotiation with the city, trying to do something about it. City does not like that, but you know what I'm talking about, right? On Palafox, it's 1750 on Palafox Street there. All right, let's move on to another story, since that story is boring, if you ask me. They arrested a woman this weekend, y'all, after for DUI. She was arrested for a DUI, multi-vehicle accident, y'all, if you can believe that. She had ended up with a crash, y'all, in the Walmart parking lot, okay, where it's involved multiple cars, and she was arrested and charged with DUI, and she intentionally rammed her car into multiple cars in the Walmart parking lot. You can't even get safe in the Walmart parking lot anymore. And so the Florida Highway Patrol was called to the scene, and then the Escambia County Sheriff arrived, and they arrested her. This was on the Walmart here on Mobile Highway, 4600 Mobile Highway, and so several people was injured in that thing. That was exciting over the weekend. Okay, that was exciting. All right, let's move on to this story here. This man was charged after a fight over cigarettes. Okay, and what he did, I tell you, I love to report stupid stuff. Okay, he was arguing over a pack of cigarettes, and somebody pulled out a gun on somebody over a pack of cigarettes and caused a disturbance, and the guy obviously called 911, called the sheriff department, and he was at somebody's house. He left and went to his own house and kind of barricaded himself in his house, and they ended up having to call a SWAT team out there. All of that money, just a SWAT team, and he somehow ended up getting away from the SWAT team anyway, but they later caught him anyhow over a pack of cigarettes. That's my whole point, is over a pack of cigarettes. Okay, all right. On another story, a child was life flighted, y'all. I don't have much details on this story here, but a child was flown to a hospital after a home drowning. And once we get a little more details on that story, it happened over in the Oak Bay Drive area of Pensacola. And so once that information is released, and then we will give you a little more information about that. Okay. Also here, y'all, several people was taken to the hospital in a jet ski. I think it was a jet ski accident that happened there in the water there on Pensacola Beach. 3 people was taken and they was treated because of jet ski. And let that be a lesson to you all. Make sure that you be careful out there on that. And you cannot boat while drinking. We don't know whether any DUI was involved in this or not, but it is under investigation. Okay, it's under investigation. All right. Now, 2 people here also was injured, and another 2 vehicle involved, and 2 vehicles involved, and 3 home was damaged, y'all, over in Orange Beach, Alabama. Okay, and so that was in an accident that caused the fire. So again, we have to report every week. We have to report on fires and homes and people in cars and stuff like that. So this is over in Baldwin County, where 2 people was injured in a fire at their home early Sunday morning. And then in the same area there, some people was also injured as a result of a car accident there in the area there. All right, let's move on to a different story. Ham operator. I used to be a ham operator, y'all. And so in this story here, ham operators, they came together this weekend for an annual field day at the Escambia County Emergency Management Center there. And so, you use what we call these amateur ham radio operators, because they can get on these radios and they can talk long distance. But you got thousands of people it's a great hobby, if you will, that into ham radio. And so they took to the air in a 24-hour broadcast, what they call a marathon broadcast. And it's just kind of like a nationwide event that's happened over the weekend, y'all. They started Saturday, and so it reported that they had more than 31,000 ham operators. That's how I got into be honest with you, and tell you, ham radio is what got me into the television business. Because in ham radio, they got amateur ham radio, and then they got amateur ham TVs, and that's what I was pursuing, that in as far as amateur TV that leads into professional TV, and on and on and on. Okay. All right, let me move on, because we're going to have Claire Long coming on here in just a little bit to talk about some jobs here. Here, y'all, in this story here, there's stuff over in Iran. The U.S. military confirmed that they struck back on Iran. Okay, Iran, and Iran had hit some boat, another going through the Strait of Hormuz, and hit one of the U.S. ships. Okay, and then the U.S. is striking back on them. So that's a dumb war, if you ask me. All right, the Escambia County Sheriff Office, y'all. Like I said, I reported a couple weeks ago where a state trooper, I guess he wasn't paying attention, ran into the back of somebody out on the interstate one day, and now the Escambia County Sheriff Office cruiser hit a pedestrian. Okay, hit a pedestrian on near Dog Track Road, and so let that be a lesson to you now. These folks, everybody is dangerous. Okay, Don't whether they got a blue light on it or not. You better look out for them. All right, move on to another story here real quickly before we can get out of here. A home was determined a total loss after a fire on Bernard Street. And I get on it every week and preach about getting a fire detector and stuff like that. Please do that. Make sure you check the batteries in them. Get you a carbon monoxide thing there, okay? So I'm not gonna spend too much time on that. Folks over next door in Silver Hill, Alabama, y'all. That's right next door over there, over in Baldwin County. That's a little quiet little community. They're whining over there. I say they're whining over there about the fact that their little place, their little little slice of paradise is increasing in population. They said that their little town had doubled because of the people moving south. I reported just Friday, what the trend is that people are moving south. Remember last week we had all this rainy weather, flooding and stuff like that. Well, if you were involved with the Coldwater Creek flooding, it impacted business, or that business here called Bob. If you over in that area, over in Alabama area there, that would it impact. All right, let's move on to another story. Tourism dollars is to drive a $25 million makeover at the John R. Jones Sports Center complex in Pensacola. So you can look forward to that. Some new improvement over there in John R. At that center at the John R. Jones Sports Complex here in Pensacola. Speaking of that, they've also opened the Roger Scott Pool over on the north side of town too, y'all. It's going to be open on July 4th. Okay, moving right along. Your governor. Okay, I don't always agree with this sucker, but I do agree with him on this policy. Okay, it's about time. You've been in there for 8 years, but DeSantis now is allocating $1.4 billion for teachers' raises. Now, teachers in the United States of America, in Florida, are the lowest paid teachers in the state. We come in 50 out of 50, y'all. And so it's about time they try to do something about these teachers' pay, okay? And so DeSantis is allocating $1.5 billion for teacher salary. He's trying to make at least the minimum wage of teachers to earn at least $50,000 a year. Okay, good for you, Bubba. About time you do something that I'd agree with. Anyway, this man here, this Pensacola man, he was charged with sexually assaulting a 5-year-old in a domestic violence case. Y'all need to get your details on in your other news story there, because I'm running out of time this morning on that story. There's another man, there's a Kentucky man. He was charged with boating under the influence after a 19-year-old person disappeared in the lake. And I know that story's in Kentucky, but I wanted to show that story only because the 4th of July weekend is coming up. A lot of you involved with boating and so forth, and so you make sure that you don't boat while driving. Okay, that's all I'm saying. Don't drink while boating, and don't drink while driving this weekend. It's not worth it. Okay, let's move on to Santa Rosa County. They need some immediate clothing donations over in Santa Rosa County, y'all. In Santa Rosa County, the Santa Rosa County Kid House is looking for clothing donation for boys and girls that are in need. So if you want to get involved with that, please do that as well. I talked about the Iran thing already. I think they launching drones over there in Iran, and this crazy boy here, he's doing these crazy things. I don't know. And I tell you what, now they own This guy here, his name is George Soros. This is going to a different story here, if you will. George Soros, he's a Democratic optimist. He donates money to the Democrat cause, and he have donated more than $102 million in the midterms for. Why is that newsworthy? Hell if I know. I'm just reporting it. All right, ICE is back in the news, y'all. They finna Trump is appointing a new ICE director, if you will, to help his whatever he doing. This man. He's from Oklahoma. He's an Oklahoma state trooper, I believe his name is, and they trying to get him nominated. All right, a lot of things. Let's move on to another story. I just want to just tell you about this Kamalo Anthony. This young man, I kicked up a lot of controversy last week because he got a 35-year sentence on the grounds of he said he was defending himself. The NAACP and certain lawyers, even though he was convicted, they gave him 35 years, but now they're appealing his decision. He was a star athlete and got into it with another guy and ended up killing the individual. Okay, in a fight where he had a knife and he stabbed the guy to death. So, but this story is more about justice and equality than it is about, and also about standing your ground and self-defense. So they don't think he got a good deal on that. All right, just real quickly, because since we're nature boys, okay. The University of Rhode Island they found 4 bobcats, kittens, so they tagged those. I'm not going to spend any time on that as well. Also, they talking about hormonal birth control may influence your eating habits. They did a study about that. So if you're on those pills and you begin to see why you're having to eat so much, maybe that's the reason. All right, let's move on to a different story. Last week, y'all, we got that grant that they broke ground, if you will, on redoing the civic center. So the grant the city got grant money and some sale tax funds to take care of to redo the center, and it's going to be reopened sometime early next year. All right, moving right along, the U.S. is helping with the rescue in Venezuela, y'all. Where they finally pulled out a little 9-month-old child and his mother from this quake, and look like thousands of people are going to be is affected by that as well. All right, back in the news again. This man accused of that man that tried to assassinate Trump at the White House Correspondent Dinner. So he's back in court again. So you're going to hear a little more about that as well. All right, this rescue is again having to do with Venezuela. We talked about that as well. Other news, y'all, we're gonna have to talk about is that the news that Supreme Court allowed Trump to deport people here on legal that's coming here, like Haitians, for an example. So you're gonna hear a lot more about that as well. Another story you want to keep your eyes out on: the state is taking disciplinary action against a former Florida teacher over some alleged remark that he made about Trump. I don't know whatever happened to free speech in this country, but that is an issue again. Again, Venezuela and Iran is those issues that we're going to talk about in the national news, y'all. All right, I think I'm gonna wrap that up for the news this morning. But at 7:30 we always have our Clara Long on, and she's gonna talk about the available jobs in Pensacola as she comes on. But we're going to take a quick commercial break. As soon as we get back, hopefully we'll be talking to Miss Clara Long. Okay?
It's time for Mornings with Vernon. Yeah. Yeah. Get up now. Come on now. Get up. For Mornings with Vernon. Get up now. Let's go. Get up now. Turn it up now. 1, 2, 3. Let's get it now.
It's Monday. Let's get the week moving with Morning with Vernon.
The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you. Call State Farm agent Arthur Searcy for your personal price plan today.
I remember these. Will I have the money to send my kid to college? Well, that's specific. How long has that been there? 7-letter word for a bank that helps you reach your goals.
Synovus. Order for Synovus?
Thank you.
Are you Synovus?
Yes.
Are you gonna ask or should I?
A solid financial future doesn't happen by chance. Let's talk about your potential today.
Listen to WBQP radio in your car on CarPlay or Android Auto while you're on the go.
Since 1951, we've been here for our local community, creating pathways to care. We meet you where you are, with trusted doctors in convenient locations throughout the area. Baptist Healthcare, here for you then, now, and always.
Hello, I'm David Williams, District 3 Representative, seeking re-election to the Escambia County School Board. 4 years ago, I said, together we can make a difference. Today, I'm proud to say, together we have made a difference, thanks to your trust. And because of you, we do not have any failing schools. Our schools are safer, we've closed the achievement gap, and our students are college and career ready. I'm asking for your support again to re-elect me so that we continue the work that we started 4 years ago. Please visit my website at davidwilliams3.com to learn more about my initiatives I have accomplished and the ones I will pursue over the next 4 years. Early voting is August 8th through the 15th, and the primary is August 18th. Your vote is essential to keeping our community moving forward. Thank you.
Need a new outfit for a special occasion? Look no further than Viola's Men's Apparel. Viola's has been providing the latest styles and accessories in Pensacola for over 20 years now. We have clothes for every occasion, and we offer consultations and group discounts. You can trust that our care, quality, and class will be unmatched. Viola's Men's Apparel, for all of your menwear needs.
Joe Morrison Son Funeral Home has been in business since 1913. Hi, I'm David Hawkins, the owner of Joe Morrison Son Funeral Home, saying we are a full-service funeral home. We offer pre-need funeral planning. We have a newly remodeled chapel and conference facility. Stop by and see us today. We have 9 vehicles, all waiting to service you. At Joe Morrison Son Funeral Home, we appreciate your stopping by. On behalf of all of our family here at Joe Morrison Son Funeral Home, thank you so much for allowing our family to serve you.
Keep growing.
Remember where you came from. It's the foundation of who you are.
Show up for others.
That's been our approach at Penair for 90 years. Penair Credit Union, 90 years strong.
Tell everybody. WBQP TV and WBQP Radio are your information stations.
Tune in to the Blues Hound Show every Saturday, 10 a.m. on WBQP TV.
Welcome to WBQP TV, the voice of the Black community. We are your information station. Stay tuned.
Got projects in mind? A Penair home equity line gives you access to funds without the fees. Penair Credit Union. Join us.
Choosing the right school is one of the most important decisions you'll make for your child. At Jacqueline Harris Preparatory Academy, we provide a safe, supporting environment where students grow academically and personally. With strong core instruction and unique programs, students gain confidence, creativity, and real-world skills. At JHPA, we live by our motto, enter to learn, depart to serve. Enroll today and prepare your child to soar.
This is Prayer Perspectives by J.O. Gatson on your WBQP.
This is J.O. Gatson of Emmaus Baptist Church. We come before your presence in prayer, sacred words of prayer. We've come to offer ourselves to the Lord in prayer on this Makeover Monday. Pray with me if you don't mind. Lord God, we come because you're the one to keep hope alive in our lives on this Makeover Monday. We come praying because you're God. And our heart's desire on this day, on Makeover Monday, dear God, our heart's desire is that you would just make us over, mold and shape us to be the people that you desire in these last and evil days. Lord, we know that we've fallen short of your glory. So we come on this morning, Monday morning, dear God, doing our very best to make it right. That you would be edified and glorified in the midst of our lives as we pray now in the belovedness of Jesus the Christ, our Lord and our Savior. Amen.
Hi, Vernon. Here's your WBQP weekly weather forecast. Monday will be mostly cloudy with temperatures climbing to around 93 degrees, a 20% chance of rain, and an overnight low near 78. Tuesday brings a 60% chance of thunderstorms. Expect another hot day with a high near 93 degrees and a low around 77. Wednesday stays active with a 60% chance of scattered thunderstorms. Temperatures remain in the low 90s with a low around 77. Thursday looks a little calmer. Expect a high near 91 degrees, a low of 77, and about a 30% chance of rain. And we wrap up the week on Friday with more heat and humidity. Highs reach 91 degrees with a low near 78. And there's a 40% chance of afternoon thunderstorms. Overall, expect a hot, humid week with afternoon and evening storm chances throughout the week. This is Cheryl Mulrain, and that's your weekly weather forecast on WBQP TV.
Hello, I'm Dr. Isaac Williams, and I'm running for School Board District 3. Our community is asking for change, and I agree. District 3 deserves change. District 3 deserves a representative who will listen, communicate, and stay connected to the community. Our students need every opportunity to succeed. Our teachers need support, and our community and parents need a voice. I've spent my time as a servant leader in the Marine Corps, as a pastor, as a community activist, and I'm prepared now to serve District 3 on day one. And I will be honored to earn your support and your vote on August 18th. God bless you. God keep you.
WBQP salutes the spirit of America, celebrating 250 years of freedom. Happy birthday, USA!
Welcome to WBQP TV, the voice of the Black community. We are your information station. Stay tuned.
It's time for Mornings with Vernon. Yeah. Yeah. Get up now. Come on now. Get up. For Mornings with Vernon. Get up now. Let's go. Get up now. Turn it up now. 1, 2, 3. Let's get it now.
All right, everybody. Good morning. Morning with Vernon this morning. Yes, sir. On a Monday morning on the 29th day of June, y'all. We have Miss Clara Long. Miss Clara is not going to be able to be with us, but she wanted to make sure that we pass on these jobs that we have at Escambia County that's open, y'all. The only thing you have to do if you want a job, if you want a career, then just go to myescambia.com, okay? myescambia.com. They got jobs, and more jobs there at escambiacounty.com. I'm scrolling them up right now, okay? Firefighters jobs, okay? Forensic medical health specialists, licensed practical nurses, maintenance workers, medical administrative specialists, mental health person, paramedics, registered nurse, safety and training specialists, storekeepers, survey and map specialists, traffic signal specialists, traffic signal technician, transit bus operator, transit fleet maintenance supervisor, transit fleet maintenance technician, transit funding, transit utility worker, transit transportation or urban planner, ARP, I don't know what that is. Assistant county, even assistant county attorney, correctional officers trainee, county surveyor, deputy county attorney, deputy mass transit, deputy detention officer, all economic development, emergency communication dispatcher, emergency medical technician, equipment operator 1, equipment operator 2, fire public education officer, firefighters, forensic mental health specialist, licensed practical nurse, maintenance workers, administrative assistant, maintenance counselor, paramedics, registered nurse, safety and training specialist, storekeepers, survey and map specialist, traffic signal specialist, traffic signal technician, transit bus operators, transit fleet maintenance supervisor, transit maintenance technician, transit funding compliance, transit utility worker, transportational planner, urban planner. Boy, I tell you the truth. If you're serious about a job, you need to go to myescamia.com. Okay, that's the only thing you need to do. Is go to myescamia.com. We got all kinds of jobs, and these are not just jobs, y'all. These are careers, okay? These are careers. These jobs pays benefits, okay? They have sick leave, annual leave, vacation time, insurance, health insurance, dental insurance, all kinds of insurance. So you need to call Clara Long. She's here every Monday. It's her time every Monday around this time frame. She got too busy today. She couldn't make it, but she wanted to make sure that you all know that these jobs are available. We preach to you every week. Some of these jobs pays bonuses, y'all. They pay bonuses. Some of these jobs, you don't have to have very much experience. They are trainee jobs, and they will train you how to do these jobs. And the minimum pay on all these jobs, they start off at about $19 an hour, y'all. $19 an hour to train you to do a job. And then in some situations, they even pay bonuses. What more? I don't know. You tell me, what more can you ask for? It just it always amazes me how that happened. Okay, it's always amazes me how that happens. That we have so many job vacancies open, and then people still complaining about they can't find a job. Also, you can go to Career Esterosa. They got 3 offices here in town, one on 9th Avenue, and they got more than just a Cameron County job. They got all kinds of jobs from private industry, from the city, from the county, ECUA, on and on and on. Not Gulf Power, but Florida Power and Lights. All of the major companies, NAS, Pensacola, you just go to Cameron County, and they can help you with your resume. They can help you with how to do an application. They can help you find any employment that you need. If you got some deficiencies, they will help you fix those deficiencies. There's offices here on 9th Avenue. I think our office is local in Pensacola is on 9th Avenue. They got one up in Century, and then they got one over in Milton as well. So no excuse, y'all. No excuse to trying for you to find a job. Okay, no excuse at all. All right, let me move on. I'm gonna move on this morning. We're gonna try to get in a little bit of Black History today, and of course, we are going to be talking to Commissioner May. He's out of town. Actually, he's out of town, but just show you how committed he is. He just texted me and said, "Well, give me a few minutes. I'm out of town. I'm gonna be a little bit late, but I'm gonna be there." Then we're gonna be also talking to Officer Mike Woods as well at 8:30 and see what's going on in the city of Pensacola, y'all. Okay, in the city of Pensacola. All right, if you didn't have an opportunity to check your lottery tickets, you might want to go ahead and check your lottery ticket and see what's working on. Okay, I'll show it to you now.
Vernon, it's Monday. Did you check your lottery tickets? If not, check it out.
It's Monday. I am sorry Wee Wee didn't win the lotto. Don't tell Mary, but I still love you. Try the casino.
Somebody just said they didn't get a ticket. They didn't get a chance to see the numbers. Can you play the numbers over again? I said, okay. Let me see if I can pull it back up again, so they can get the number. Get your pencil out now.
Vernon, it's Monday. Did you check your lottery tickets?
Yeah, I did.
If not, check it out.
Okay. There you are, y'all. Get a lottery tickets for this week, okay? Again, the second time. Just give you enough time to check out, give you enough time to look at those winning numbers, okay? Winning numbers. Janice says she got a free ticket on hers. I hope she wins so we can run off and elope with that winning ticket. A friend of mine told me he won. He asked his wife what he'd do. She won. He said, "Well, I'll leave you." So he said, "Well, I won $12. Here your $6. Go ahead on. Bye." Oh, sugar.
It's Monday. I am sorry Wee Wee didn't win the lotto. Don't tell Mary, but I still love you.
We didn't win.
Try the casino.
Oh, Lord Jesus Christ. I tell you the truth, y'all. Yo. Well, just my luck. I just didn't win. Okay. All right, y'all. Let's move on. I also incorporated the a little people wanted to know about what's happening in the sports world. So why don't you have a sports report? And I said, well, okay. I got my boy Orion. He wants to do the sports report for me. So hopefully it won't take long for him to do his sports report, okay? I'm not a big sports fan, but a lot of people that listen to it want to know what's happening in sports that coming up this week in sports. And so you got it as far as I'm concerned. I'll give you whatever. Orion, are you there, Bubba? Orion? Are you there? See, don't that make you mad when you have to hire people and they ain't there? Orion, are you there?
Morning,
there,
Vernon. I'm Orion with your WBQP Sports Report. Here's what's coming up in sports this week. FIFA World Cup. The biggest story in sports continues to be the 2026 FIFA World Cup. The tournament enters the round of 32 this week as the world's top national teams battle for a place in the round of 16. Fans can expect exciting knockout matches featuring several international soccer powers, with the United States also looking to advance in front of home crowds. Wimbledon. One of tennis's most prestigious events begins this week as Wimbledon gets underway in London. The world's top men's and women's players will compete over the next 2 weeks for one of the sport's most coveted Grand Slam championships. Major League Baseball. Major League Baseball continues its summer schedule with division races beginning to heat up. Teams are looking to build momentum before the All-Star break as every game becomes increasingly important in the playoff race. NASCAR. NASCAR drivers continue their busy summer schedule following this weekend's Toyota/Save Mart 350. Teams now turn their attention to the next race as the battle for the NASCAR Cup Series playoffs intensifies. Golf. Professional golf remains in full swing, with players competing on both the PGA and LPGA tours as they prepare for the season's next major championships. Local sports. Here at home, Northwest Florida and South Alabama athletes continue participating in summer football workouts, basketball camps, baseball tournaments, and youth sports programs. High school teams are preparing for another exciting fall season, and local coaches report strong participation throughout the region. This is Orion with your WBQP Sports Report. Stay with WBQP TV 12 and WBQP Radio all week for the latest local, regional, and national sports coverage. Have a great week, Vernon. Back to you.
Thank you, Orion. Hell, I didn't even know race car. He talking about. I didn't know that was even a sport. Somebody didn't tell me about the race car being a sport this morning. But anyway, I know people like my favorite commissioner. They probably know about stuff like that. They don't tell me about it. But y'all know it's we always hear from our county commissioner every week. This time he comes in and check on us this morning. Commissioner Lumen May. Commissioner, you there?
I'm here, Vernon. How you doing this morning?
I'm doing a lot better now. How you doing?
Man, you know, my grandmama used to say, "I'm yet holding on, man," and then my dad would say, "When you catch on to the gospel plow, don't let go, man." So we yet holding on. We ain't gonna let go.
Yeah, you talking about that gospel plow? You know, well, that kind of remind me of that old song and old parable about the man that was praying in the church, and they went down to his field there, and they wanted to have him to stop praying. You heard about that old song, old story there. I want to have to get into all that, but when you said gospel plow,
I heard it, but I bet you everybody else ain't heard it. So finish telling it.
I don't know, but you know, when he was the kind of man that was to go in the church and he used to pray and out loud, and so they sent the deacons down there and to one day to tell him he can't be acting like that in church, and so he told him just hold his mule. Then he went into prayer. So, you know, but you know, but
nobody can tell a story like the Blues Hound.
But anyway, when he went, and I had a little bit of PTSD when you said that about a plow, because you know I came up behind a plow and a mule. You know that?
Well, you know, my granddaddy used to break a mule because sometimes, boy, they said, I used to hear grandmama and them say when we would get out of line and not do right, granddad said, if I can break a mule, boy, I know I can break you. So,
and the mule is the stubborn animal on the planet. Trust me. If he can break that, if you can break a mule, you sure can be breaking. You broken, you got that right.
Yes, sir.
So what's happening around our county, commish?
Well, first, let me just take a moment. This past weekend was a busy weekend. Obviously, we had huge basketball tournaments, but because I've been coaching Little League for a long time, I was able to go Saturday to Deacon Fred Young in Mount Canaan, who, you know, along with people like Judge Mims and Mr. Mobley and Pastor Wesley, Johnny Blackman, those guys like Crucial, Calvin Ransford, inspired me to go and coach, and it was just an honor to be there at the church with them on Friday when we got back in town. We were with FAC, actually down in South Florida, Florida Association of County Black Association of elected officials, along with Mayor Jerry Dimmons and former Congressman David Jobs, now running for governor. And we got in and were able to go to Sister Cheryl Watson at Greater Union, and what a turnout for her event. You know, and it reminded me of Marion Franklin, where so many great musicians were there, and it was just an honor to be there with so many great pastors, and to be there with so many great ministers of music and great musicians, to give someone their flowers while they yet lived, and to be there with Deacon Young, you know, for all that he's done in the church, out of the church, all that he's done in the Little League fields. I mean, it was amazing to be there with him. And Saturday, happy birthday to Minister Clinton Powell. We were able to go way toward the north and visit with Clinton Powell. So between, you know, being to probably at every gym in Pensacola and all these events, we had a great event. And today, unfortunately, I want to wish condolences and prayers to my family, particularly my only living aunt, her son, and my cousin, which is more like my brother. We're going to put him to rest in Hartford, Connecticut here in in about an hour. I'll be in a funeral. Jonathan McQuinton, who went to Blunt Middle School, Escambia High School, was a Fricker Center legend, a Blunt playground legend, and so it's been real busy throughout the community. Vernon, we've been running I think we spent more time in airports than we spent, anywhere else in the last 7 to 10 days, and look like we're gonna keep running throughout the fourth. But it's just an honor and a pleasure to be able to run, and it's always important to me that when someone loses a loved one, that we're there for the family, and you never know when it's gonna be your family, and so and we go to so many times, and the death angel knocks on our family door, and so we pray for our family strength. We seek the prayers of others, and so we appreciate the outreach and the outcry from the community. So everything's been well, Vernon. Before I got on the plane, I was able to go down to Belmont the Village to the Deltas, who had their outside market, their block party. So when people say there's nothing to do in Pensacola, I just say please just join me for a day. It's almost too much to do in Pensacola.
How do you keep that pace up like that? I'm telling you, how you keep that pace up? You everywhere.
Vernon, my dad said when you love what you do, it never becomes a job. And I love people. I love my community. I love getting out. And David Williams, I saw David Williams when I was leaving Belmont, and he said, "Man, you're everywhere. How are you everywhere?" And I said, it's just getting in and getting out, and people are mindful, and people are mindful that you can't be there the entire time. People say, "Oh man, you run in, you run out," and I said, "Trust me, it would be better in my mind if I could just sit and relax for a second." I said, "But we're always trying to get there because what it is." When I grew up, man, trying to get the elected official, trying to get the county commissioner. I remember I was president of the Black Student Union, just trying to get Commissioner Junior to show up to my event. Sometimes, it was difficult, but I would always call Miss Gail, and Miss Gail she'd say, "Don't worry about it. He's going to be there." And, Aretta and Miss Junior would make sure that he's there. And so, this past week, I don't know, many people know that Miss Gail Jr., Willie Jr., the first African-American county commissioner, his wife was laid to rest.
I heard that.
This past week, and I had to run for office. I wanted wise counsel, and I went to Mrs. Jr. because Commissioner Jr. was no longer around, and she gave me advice. She gave me forecasts. And she gave me vision, and quite frankly, many of the things that she said came to pass, and things that she told me to look out for, things that she could be pitfalls, or things that you could do to accomplish. And so you say, how do you gain the motivation? I gained the motivation because people like Willie Jr. and Holly T. Williams, Joey Brewer, Rita Jones, those who were elected before me, Cecil Hunter, the struggles of my father having to come through a segregated Pensacola, my mother who had to go to a segregated school, and for people to have to fight, whether it be Reverend Dobbins or B.J. Brooks or H.K. Matthews or Casey Bass or Nathaniel Smith or S.L. Jones. That's why I'm motivated, because we've come a long way, and we have such a long way to go, Vernon. You and I have talked about it, and every time I get a microphone, we've talked about that they've repealed our civil rights. And I was talking to Minister Whitehurst on Saturday at the gym, and people didn't realize that we're over fighting wars for people's civil rights, bloodshed for people's civil rights. We've had a civil war within this country. And then you have someone to repeal your civil rights. I mean, dude, he didn't have on a white robe, but he had on a black robe and black skin, and he upheld vision. So sometimes people that dress like you, look like you, are not for you. And that's one of the things Miss Junior taught me. Everybody that smiled in your face are not really smiling for you, or not smiling with you. They're smiling to get you. And so, when we look at all those that have the Voting Rights Act, Vernon, that they've taken away our voting rights, they've made it more difficult to vote. You're going to see it coming. There's going to be such an in the midterm election, because they have taken so many voters off the voting rolls, and people don't realize that they have to renew their voter registration. They've purged the list, and the Republicans have done that to try to silence the vote of people of color, of black and brown, and taking away our civil rights, and they've muted our voice. Quite frank, they've taken hope away from so many groups and so many people that people have become so passive about what can politics do, what can the law do. So there's some challenging and difficult days ahead, Vernon, and thank you for always allowing us to get here to discuss those issues. Last week we were on with David Jolly, and as you know, me, you, and I, we talked about civil rights. We talked about voter rights, and it's one of the things that I was happy to hear him say, that he would set up an office of civil rights. And quite frankly, when people start telling me that they're voting for a candidate because he's African American, if he's African American, but he's not for African Americans, and he is not nationally and unapologetic about the plight of the African American community, well, that's not a person that I would ever support. And so we have, in this era, history will record this as the greatest setback in 2026 to the civil rights movement ever. So even when our children respond and when we exit out of this and we get new leadership, history is going to record this as one of the worst times. The financial position of African Americans is worse today than it was in 1968. We own more, we had more savings, we had more money. And so we have to tell that message, because so often our children and our young people, because 2 or 3 of them have made it, they forget. Or we have a couple athletes who are multimillionaires, but we still have people who can't balance their checkbook because they can't get enough money in the direct deposit to pay the mortgage, the car payment, the insurance, and groceries. And so we have to continue to talk about wealth and generational wealth. A lot of things are going to be on this ballot. Property taxes. I've said, when there's a whole opposition to, well, we can't eliminate homestead exemption. Well, we have to look at how many African Americans and poor people that have lost their houses due to taxes. And so, we're going to propose some legislation. I was talking to colleagues from across the state about exemptions. I mean, and if it's a family home and it's been homesteaded in this family and it hadn't changed hands and the taxes are delinquent, why should the government take their property? And that's just happened throughout all the black neighborhoods throughout the country. And the result of that has been developers picking up their land and a gentrification, a targeted gentrification of taking people's property by taxation. And so, that's one of the things that we fought against and we continue to fight against and try to educate people against those things, Vernon. And there's a lot more to be done. And hopefully, we as a community, civil rights leaders, pastors, politicians, hopefully we are continuing to spread that word and trying to make sure that people are educated about taxes, local option sales tax, elected versus appointed school superintendent, the journey in which the taxes that we're paying are MSTUs, MSBUs, children trust fund tax. There are a lot of taxes that people being taxed out, and we're a Democrat, and we speak about government efficiency. We speak about reducing it. We speak clearly about the improprieties of hiring practices that have purposely excluded African Americans out. And so we continue to talk that, because some people don't get hired on qualifications, they get hired on their relationships, which is something that has happened throughout municipalities from Pennsylvania Avenue to Capitol Circle to Palafox Street. That continue to happen. But, even when you're a city councilman, a school board member, or ECUA board member, we're only one voice. And oftentimes we're outvoted. But when the people speak up, as Dr. King said, when the people speak up, when the people have unrest and tired, that's when change happens. And so I want to salute all of our elected officials. I was out at ECUA last week with teams and thank him for his support. But African American leaders, African American politicians are at a decline. With Reconstruction, the amount of African Americans elected in the country since Reconstruction. I don't think people recognize that. We have fewer black people in office. since Reconstruction. And we have things like Andrew Gillum would be governor today, had 34,000 more people voted for him. And we left 300,000 African Americans out of 67 counties didn't even go out and vote, stayed home. So we every day there's someone calling my office because they need their utility bill paid. They need their rent being paid. And they don't see the attack on what is happening and coming out of Tallahassee is the reduction of human services. We have a clerk that doesn't believe you ought to feed people, doesn't believe that you should take care of elderly people. You have a clerk that has personally attacked me and taken all of my retirement. And there was no outcry, no fight, no one standing up. Vernon, back in your day, even in my day, if it was a Rodney King issue, if there was an issue of something would happen, we would take to the streets, we would take the protest and stand in unity. And unfortunately, in this era that we live in, this season, people have become so complacent. There's no connectivity unless it happens to us individually. And no one individual can it's hard to change a bureaucratic system by yourself. It's a democracy, and it takes all of us to band together, to have bandwidth and numbers to be able to challenge the things that we see that are unjust. So again, thank you, Vernon, for having me on. As always, it's an honor to be on right before my good friend Mike Woods at the police department. And I know Claire Long, so many good people on this station. And without you, we wouldn't be able to have these Monday morning conversations that are near and dear and mean so much to me. And on this day, it's maybe an emotional day for me, but all weekend my mind has ran and my thoughts have been on Robert Hill, your dear friend, my dear friend, and just for what he did for 30, 40 years and just getting information out. So give them their roses while they yet live. And that's one of the things I was happy to be with Cheryl Watson. And so I want to always honor Robert Hill for the path that he made for you and for me. And God bless him.
Absolutely. But Commissioner, I want to thank you again. You don't have to do this. But you made a commitment way back. Speaking of Robert Hill, you and Hill got together that when you got into office, that you were going to speak to your constituency and speak to your county residents every week, regardless. And this is a testament of your commitment. Where are you right now? Tell them where you're at right now.
Hartford, Connecticut.
You're in Hartford, Connecticut. And the reason you're in Hartford, Connecticut is because of a personal issue that you have to bury a very close friend, relative, but yet you carved out the time. You called out the time to speak to us here back in Pensacola. And I mean, that speaks for itself, man. That speaks for itself. I mean, you could have just said, Vernon, I'm out of town. I'll talk to you next week, whatever. But you don't do that. Well, one of the things I learned in my life, and I think one of the teachers told me one time, and I hear he'll say this a lot, and he always reminded me of my teacher. He used to always say, look, find a way to do it. Don't find a way not to do things. Find a way of doing it. You remember him saying that all the time, right?
Yes, sir.
And he's absolutely right. We spend so much energy sometimes on finding ways of not doing things. We could have done it in 2 minutes, but we spend 2 days finding a way of not doing it. Help me understand that.
Absolutely. My dad said you work hard trying to figure out how not to work. But if you could have just went on, if you would have just went on and raked the leaves, son, you'd be done now. You've been trying to figure out how not to rake the leaves, and you done wasted 3 hours. And so absolutely. Mr. Hill told me that years ago. He said, figure out a way how to do it, not to do it. So many people say we can't. Oh, well, just figure it away, man. It's kind of when I talk to our directors and I talk to our administration about hiring and diversity in hiring. They say, well, we can't find them. I said, well, just keep looking till you find them. You'll find them if you keep looking, if you just don't give up. And so, it's the little things, man. You say, and that's motivating me. To see you and Hill keep doing what you're doing And because I know it's not for economics, it's not for anything else. You do it because you love. I saw you. I mean, you were out in the hot sun for Juneteenth. No media was really covering, many of the great events that we had at Juneteenth. Or I know Mr. Watson had some of the law firm. I know Troy Rafferty and Marcel Davis, having things. I know Haley Morissette, and myself down at Vernon Music Hall. There were so many great events, and it was you out there working in that hot sun, Vernon, and just doing it and spreading the good message, man, that the good master has taught. So thank you, man. I mean, because this journey that we have, as Les Humphrey said, it's not a money journey.
Yeah, I know it's definitely not a money journey for me. Everything I do mostly is uncompensated, and I would love to have the money. Trust me. But sometimes it comes at my own expense. But that's my ministry. That's my commitment to community. Just like you, it's just my commitment to the community. Because I think that we all have to pay back. I had a good life and I had a good career, and this is what I'm spending my time on, trying to pay back some of the debt I owe. Like you always say, I always standing on somebody's shoulders. Okay, and
yes, sir.
I just want to pay that back a little bit, okay, from what I can do.
Man, well, Vernon, you're paying it back. If nobody ever says thank you, I'm going to say thank you. And, I tell elected officials and politicians, I mean, there's never time I run for office that I'm not going to advertise with Vernon or Hill or Black media. I mean, we have to, even in our churches, because sometimes we want everything for free and nothing's free. Of those who try to serve us the most. And so, I encourage people, they want to get on the airways, and, you need to spend some advertising dollars as much as you can. And it's always a fight, man. It's always a fight with us. It's a fight within, the county. It's a fight from within the city. And sometimes we're outvoted, but I tell you, I'm going to keep on yelling about equity, equality, and inclusion, even though they say those are bad words, and I don't see them as bad words. I don't see. I see exclusion as a bad word, because I don't think that is intended for us to exclude anyone. But everyone should be included, man. Red, yellow, black, and white. We're all precious in God's sight. Democrat, Republicans, Independents. We're all one, because what we do want is for this great democracy to be the greatest democracy. And so for my season of service, we just want to make it better. And, what I grapple with, what I wrestle with each and every day is, make today. And so I tell my staff that I believe that. I wake up every day and say, I'm going to do something for somebody as I travel along. And people hear me speak. I use that probably all the time. If I can help someone as I travel along, then my living shall not be in vain. And so I think every day, if you wake up and say, if I can help somebody, I mean, you don't have to say anything else. If you said, when the good Lord wakes you and you say your prayers, you should get up and say, can I help somebody?
Okay. All right, Commissioner. Thank you so much. And you have a safe journey back home, okay?
Hey, keep me in your prayers. Thank you, good sir. God bless you.
Thank you now. All right. Very good. All right, y'all. That's Commissioner May. We got Officer Mike Woods standing by, y'all, at the Pensacola Police Department. I tell you what, between he and the commission, they always have perfect attendance, y'all. Always have perfect attendance in here. Mike, how you doing this morning?
I'm doing really well. What a bunch of great words from the commissioner there, especially hiring folks and having issues with that sometimes and finding the right people, because we certainly have that occasionally here at the Pensacola Police Department. But like you said, we keep looking and looking, and we finally find the right people for the job.
Yeah, it's a chore now. It is a chore trying to get the right match for the job. How was your weekend, man?
The week was fine, and then yesterday things took a turn for the worst. We had an issue at Walmart last night where an individual was found outside of the building between Walmart and a strip mall. He had some sort of medical episode, and he passed away on the scene. It doesn't look like foul play was involved in that one. However, just less than an hour later, we had a shot spot shot spotter notification on West Cervantes at the Budget Inn. When officers arrived, they found a male there with a gunshot wound. EMS was called. They worked on him on the scene as quickly as they could, and unfortunately, he passed away. We did arrest a person in that homicide, but we still don't know the circumstances around it. We're looking at that right now, and hopefully, I'll have some more information later today.
Okay, tell me. I'm glad you mentioned that shot device. Explain that to us and how that works. And good thing you got it.
Yeah, because we didn't get a 911 call on that. So getting help to that person would have taken even longer. But what it is it's a series of sensors around different parts of the city that pick up gunshots. And sometimes it picks up fireworks, but a person has to listen to that. And if they determine, and they're highly trained on that, and this is a person that hears it from out of town. And all this happens in a matter of seconds. And if that person determines that this is probably a gunshot, then it comes to Pensacola. It goes immediately to our laptops in our cars. So sometimes we get those calls before the dispatcher can even notify us. And the officers also have an app on their phone that will go off. So if they happen to be outside of their car, they still see that shot spotter notification.
Well, that's great. I didn't know y'all had that technology here in Pensacola. Good. Very good.
That's good stuff.
Okay. So, very good. So what else been going on? We usually talk about camping and everything else, but this week we ran out. Our luck ran out, huh?
Yeah, it did. And I told you sooner or later, that happens, and it's unfortunate that it happened to us yesterday. But on the good news, we did have some good news last week. The officers are now allowed to eat donuts again. The Manna Donut Drive is over with. A lot of food is gathered by us and the Pensacola Fire Department. And for the folks in need. And we look forward to doing that with Manna. I think we've done it for 7 or 8 years now to raise, to get a lot of these food items that are greatly needed within the community. And that was done last week.
Well, that's great, Mike, because I just reported on a story just this morning, I believe it was this morning, that about the need now, the urgency need for food banks and stuff like that. We encourage people to donate and go to those food pantries and do whatever you can, because apparently maybe with the economy where it is now, we're beginning to see that the need is apparently increasing.
Yes, sir, it is. And not only for food, we need to watch our neighbors, especially our elderly neighbors this time of year when it's so hot outside. And there are programs available to help people get fans and air conditioners and things like that to help them out this time of year. So please keep an eye on those who need it, because it's going to get worse between June and August. I think August is probably the hottest month that we have around here. So just a reminder to keep a watch out for those folks.
I've been listening at the weather and look like we might have what they call a dome, which you're gonna end up with some triple-digit weather coming our way. So you're absolutely right. We need to keep an eye on our neighbors and all the elderly folks, and then folks that don't have air conditioner fans. A little mini 5,000 watt air conditioner, you can probably get it for around $100. Donate it to somebody. Find somebody that know that may not have one. To help them out, just to make sure that people are safe.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that have a lot of pride that don't want to ask for help, and they depend on their neighbors and their family members to step in and get them that help. And I got a feeling when I get older than I am now, I'm probably going to be one of those kind of guys with too much pride to ask for help. So let's help those that don't want to ask for it, because that doesn't mean that they don't need it. And there's resources out there to do that with.
Yeah. Mike, we're coming up on our 250th year birthday for this country, and we're going to have a lot of celebration this week. What your advice from a law enforcement point of view for folks to be safe this weekend?
Well, the fireworks show was going to be on like it always is. Go downtown, have a great time. But we can't, in the city limits, we can't launch any fireworks that go boom or that fly. And that's why we've got the professionals that have a barge out on the bay that will set off those fireworks. And and they do a really good job every year. Officers will educate people first if first offense if they're doing things with fireworks that fly or pop. And ask and let them know that it's illegal in the city limits. And then if they have to go back to those same people again, unfortunately, they have to confiscate those. So we don't want to go any further than that. And in years past, we've had some issues after the fireworks. So we've deployed an additional 50 officers that are going to be down there this year. And we just want everybody to have a good time and be safe.
Well, you said something. It is the fireworks in the city limits of Pensacola is illegal, right? They can't legally set off fireworks in the city, right?
Well, it's the ones that explode and the ones that fly. And now there's other fireworks out there that don't do either of those that are perfectly legal.
Right. Now you just said something earlier, just putting folks on notice, okay? Because sometimes it's since you got that what you call it, that shot caller. What's the name of that device?
Shot spotter.
Shot spotter.
Yes.
So if you're thinking about illegally doing some popping and flying one, that you're probably going to get picked up by that pot spotter, right? That shot spotter.
A lot of times they get the system will confuse that with gunshots, but again, we have human beings that listen to that, and they're trained to understand the difference of what they're listening to between fireworks and a gunshot, because there is a distinctive difference. So a lot of times the fireworks won't pick up on shot spotter, but occasionally it has happened.
Yeah. All right. So you got any big plans for this 4th of July weekend, the 250th year?
I'm going to be working.
You're going to be working, huh?
We all.
Well, unfortunately, in y'all business, y'all have to work all the holidays. You like me, I have to work holidays a lot of times. Yeah.
Yeah. When you sign up for this job, you better be ready to work some holidays, and a lot of them, weekends too.
That's true. Is there anything else, Mike?
No, sir. Let's go out and have a quiet week. I'm so glad that you give us this time each week to talk to the people that we serve. And we want everybody to go out and be safe for this holiday weekend. Please don't drink and drive. And after the fireworks are over with, we've got officers that are going to be manually running the lights downtown, the traffic signals, to get everybody out of that area as quickly and safely as possible.
What time do fireworks start, Michael? I know you're going to create a congestion in the downtown area.
Yeah, I believe it's 9 o'clock.
9 o'clock. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So that means you need to get there early and reserve your place.
Yeah.
And so getting there probably not going to be a problem, but everybody going to probably have to try to leave at the same time.
Right.
That's probably going to be an
issue.
issue.
If you go early, you're going to have you'll find a great parking spot and a place to sit. But again, it's probably going to be warm that day. Bring a water and bring some shade with you, and enjoy it.
Yeah. All right, Mike. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, now. All right, y'all. That's Officer Mike Woods with the City of Pensacola Police Department giving our city report, y'all. All right, y'all. According to my clock, it's about 8:38 a.m. And I got different clocks. One said 8:38 and one said 8:36. But it doesn't matter. We are going to be talking about. I got to get my little Black history in today because it is so important, y'all. I don't know why you might not think it's important, but I think Black history is as important. As we reach this 250-year anniversary of this country, which we made and we helped build, and we built, not helped, but we probably built this country. And so Black history is American history, okay? And so we don't want to forget that fact. But sometimes it has been overlooked, okay, stolen, and whatever, okay? But I would just want to remind you of our very rich history. And so I don't want to forget it, okay? So, like I said, I declared, WBQP declared 2026 as Black History Year. So that means, y'all, is that we need to talk about Black history every day of the year. You need to, since they're trying to ban books, okay, and they're trying to exclude anything that dealing with Black history. It is our job and our obligation to talk to our children about Black history. And if you don't know your Black history, that's where I come in at, and I can help you with some tidbits of Black history. So we got a lot of series, little mini series here with Dr. Henry Gates Lewis, and he got a great series that he got going, and that actually is an award-winning series. And so we share that with you as much as we can. We talked about a lot of subjects, okay? A lot of subjects. But one of the subjects we're going to talk about this morning in terms of Black history, some of the elite Black public high schools that we have around. So let's listen to Dr. Gates. And so we'll come back and we'll talk about it on the other side, okay?
In November 1870, just 5 years after the end of the Civil War, 4 students walked into a makeshift classroom in a church basement in Washington, D.C., prepared to begin their studies at what would eventually be named the Paul Laurence Dunbar High School, the first Black public high school in the United States. In the decades that followed, Dunbar became a shining example of academic excellence to which other Black high schools could aspire.
Dunbar High set high standards for their students. This was a school where African Americans learned in all different fields and moved beyond industrial education.
At the turn of the century, a number of secondary schools across the country were in the process of transforming from exclusive private institutions into public ones. Yet the overwhelming majority of local and state governments in the South refused to allow Black students to attend integrated schools.
Very few African Americans had a chance to go to high school, particularly during the height of Jim Crow era, but they are keenly invested in education and in creating opportunities where the state has failed them.
Overcoming obstacles at every juncture, Black institutions strived for excellence under the leadership of brilliant and highly motivated teachers, many of whom had advanced college degrees, some from Ivy League universities.
Teachers wanted to give young people access to a classical education. There were times when they would secretly provide more sophisticated forms of education.
These high schools are not only training the leadership class of the African American community, but they're training them in such a way that they have a real commitment to the community that they are a part of.
In 1954, Brown v. Board of Education ruled that segregation in public schools was unconstitutional. This case, argued in part by a legal team made up of Dunbar alumni, was a huge victory, but its implementation was quite uneven and also had unintended consequences.
The process of integration did break down some things that were real resources in the Black community. You lose a lot of Black administrators, a lot of Black teachers who were important in these schools. You create schooling environments where Black children, quite frankly, aren't as valued, and expectations for them aren't as high as they had been.
Nonetheless, Black public high schools managed to create leaders in nearly every field, even though Jim Crow segregation was both pervasive and pernicious.
All right, y'all better learn your Black history or you're going to have to repeat it. We definitely don't want to repeat Black history. So we brought that segment in there. But you know, another part of Black history that what I call the mother of Black history are Black women. Black women have contributed so much to the history of this country and to the history of Black folks, okay? Without Black women labor, okay, I don't know what we were done, and I think that needs to be said. And Dr. Gates, he talked about that in one of his series, and I think I want to share that one with you about Black women laborers in this country, okay? Stand by.
For centuries, black women toiled under the most brutal and vulnerable conditions for the financial and sexual exploitation of slaveholders. Following the Civil War, these new American citizens began looking for ways to exert control over their own labor. Many took on wage work, primarily in domestic service, under the watchful eye of white employers.
Women worked as maids, as cooks, as child nurses, and as laundresses. They're all very clear about wanting to work under conditions that are very different from slavery. And of course, the employers have the opposite objectives.
With low pay and little autonomy, many found that the terms of their employment were hauntingly similar to those they'd face under slavery. The power struggle that ensued between white employers and black women over their wages and work conditions inspired those on the front lines to mobilize. And when daily acts of resistance proved insufficient, they launched into political protest and action.
Laundry work dominated because it gave women the most autonomy, largely because they typically conducted the labor in their own homes. They were able to use their wash sites to launch one of the most important strikes in the history of Atlanta.
In 1881, 20 black washerwomen in Atlanta founded the Washing Society and announced that its members would strike unless they were paid at a higher uniform rate. In just a few weeks, the struggle expanded to 3,000 strikers. In the push and counter-push, the laundresses canvassed from door to door and were buoyed by the support of local churches. Though their full demands were not met, the laundresses overcame daunting obstacles in their path, including the threat of being arrested and the imposition of fees, to prove that black women, not too many years out of slavery, were capable political organizers. In doing so, the Washing Society helped set the stage for a century of civil rights protests and victories to follow.
Black history, learn it or repeat it. I often say, they got a saying about behind every great man, there's a woman. I modify that saying in my world. I say behind every great man, a woman is standing in front of him, pulling him. If she's not in front of him, pulling him, she behind him, pushing him. Okay? And so women, rather than getting their credit as being on their side, we have to be in front of them or behind them in order to stand beside them. So women, I salute you. All black women, salute you, because you are the wind beneath the wing. Okay? We are the wind beneath black men's wings. I want you to know that. And I often have a song that I usually play on the Blues Hound show. It is a song, if you hadn't heard it, from Little Milton. And it's a great song. It was produced and was made. It wasn't wrote by Bess Milton, but Bess Milton made the song famous called Wind Beneath My Wings. But my version of that song, the version I love, is a rendition did by Little Milton. So if I had the song with me, I would have played it. I would play it, but I don't have it with me. But you need to listen to that song sometimes, and you understand what I mean about that. Okay. Let me give you a little bit more of the traffic before we get out of here, because if you're going to work and you're going to be in and around today. Now, you know what I want to do? Let me get a little traffic, but I also want to give you my motivational piece before I leave this morning. Okay, but let's do my traffic. The traffic stuff this morning.
Good morning,
Yeah.
Vernon. I hope you had a wonderful weekend. This is Lola with WBQP's Traffic Center, and here's your Monday morning traffic update for Pensacola and Northwest Florida. As thousands of commuters return to work after the weekend, traffic is steadily increasing across Escambia and Santa Rosa counties. Expect the busiest travel period between 6:30 and 8:30 this morning, especially on the area's primary commuter routes. Weather impact. Warm and humid conditions are already in place across the Pensacola area, with temperatures expected to climb into the upper 80s today. Forecasters are calling for scattered afternoon thunderstorms, so drivers should be prepared for rapidly changing road conditions later today. Rain can quickly reduce visibility and create slick pavement, particularly on bridges and elevated roadways. Remember to slow down, turn on your headlights during rain, and leave extra space between vehicles. Interstate 10. Traffic is moving at moderate speeds along Interstate 10, with heavier volumes developing near the Highway 29 interchange, Pine Forest Road, 9 Mile Road, and the I-10 connector. Eastbound traffic toward downtown Pensacola is beginning to slow as commuters make their way into the city. Highway 29. Drivers traveling along Highway 29 from Cantonment through Ensley, Brent, and into Pensacola should expect moderate traffic with periodic delays at major intersections. Commercial truck traffic is adding to the morning commute, so allow a few extra minutes if you're traveling this corridor. Davis Highway. Traffic is becoming heavier near Airport Boulevard, University Parkway, Sacred Heart Hospital, HCA Florida West Hospital, and Pensacola International Airport. If you're headed toward the airport or nearby medical facilities, plan on a slower than normal commute during peak travel times. 9 Mile Road. 9 Mile Road is seeing moderate traffic between Pine Forest Road and University Parkway. Watch for slow-moving traffic near shopping centers, schools, and business parks, where morning activity is increasing. Downtown Pensacola. Traffic continues to build along Cervantes Street, Garden Street, Bayfront Parkway, and Palafox Street. Drivers should remain alert for pedestrians, cyclists, and delivery vehicles throughout the downtown area. Pensacola Bay Chappie James Bridge. The Pensacola Bay Chappie James Bridge is carrying traffic smoothly between Gulf Breeze and Pensacola this morning. While no major delays are expected, traffic volumes will continue to increase through the morning commute. Maintain safe following distances and be alert for changing traffic speeds approaching the bridge. Roadwork alert. Road improvement projects remain active throughout portions of Escambia and Santa Rosa counties. Drivers should obey reduced speed limits, watch for lane shifts, and remain alert for highway workers and equipment in designated construction zones. Safety reminder. Before heading out, buckle up, eliminate distractions, and never text while driving. Giving yourself just a few extra minutes can make your commute safer and less stressful. For WBQP TV 12 and WBQP Radio, I'm Lola with WBQP's Traffic Center. Drive safe, arrive alive. Back to you, Vernon.
Thank you, Lola. Appreciate it. Thank y'all. Y'all, I also like to do, I used to hear Hill when he used to do the Hill in the Morning show. And years ago, he didn't do it as much as in his later years as he did in his earlier years. But he had a motivational piece on about the gazelle, the lion and the gazelle. And I thought that was such a motivating piece that that you got to, whatever you do, you need to keep on running. That's my Monday motivational piece that I try to play on Mondays when I have time. Let's go to that for a minute, okay?
Every morning in Africa, a gazelle wakes up. It knows it must run faster than the fastest lion, or it will be killed. Every morning, a lion wakes up. It knows it must outrun the slowest gazelle, or it will starve to death. It doesn't matter whether you are a lion or a gazelle. When the sun comes up, you'd better be running.
If the lion is the king of the jungle, how can he be the king of the jungle? If he's not the biggest, the elephant is probably one of the biggest. He can't be the fastest because that's a cheetah. He can't be the smartest. So he's not the biggest, the fastest, or the smartest. So how does a lion become the king of the jungle? His mentality. That's the only difference of a lion and an elephant. When a lion walks up and sees an elephant, he thinks lunch. An elephant thinks run. And it's all mentality. Because when a male lion walks up, he may be outnumbered by a pack of hyenas, but I'm king of my jungle because of my mentality.
What happens when you're a gazelle and you're not being pushed, you're not being prodded, you're not given a reward, nobody's encouraging you? What happens when you're a gazelle and the lion's not chasing you anymore? You stop running. But what happens when you're a lion? When you're a lion, it does not make a difference. You realize that if your family is going to eat, that if that pack of lions is to survive, then you gotta go hunt. A part of being a beast just ain't eating a gazelle. A part of being a beast is the hunt. It's the hunt that they're excited about. They like to see the gazelles run. Then boom, they take off. Because real lions like to hunt. They love the process just as much as they love the prize. And some of y'all just want to score. You don't like the process. You're not in love with the process.
A true hunter's goal is not the prize. A true hunter's goal is to hunt. That's what they live for. They live to hunt. They don't just live to catch it. It's the whole process. When you are a true hunter, you don't go by time. You go by the gazelle. When you are a true hunter, you hunt until you get a gazelle, and you don't stop until you get one. And then you get another, and then you get another, and you get another.
If you're going to do what you say you're going to do, be what you say you're going to be, you're going to have to lion me out. You a gazelle, you're going to come up short. You a gazelle, you're going to have an average experience. You a student, I need you in lion mode. You an entrepreneur, I need you in lion mode. You trying to lose weight, lion mode. You can't do nothing significant in gazelle mode, nothing. Nothing impressive happens in gazelle mode. Nothing happens in run mode, give up mode, quit mode, scared mode, fearful mode, nothing happens. Everything happens in lion mode like I'm coming to get you.
All right, y'all. We want you to motivate. That's what I want you to just motivate yourself. There's no limit to what you can do. Your mind is the only limit that you have. So I want you to keep on running. Keep on running. And more than that, folks, I want you to instill that into the minds of the young people, okay? If you don't do nothing else. Just like I want you to instill Black history into the minds of young people. I want you to instill motivation into the minds of young people. All right, y'all, I tell you the truth. It's just been a honor to talk to you today on here Morning with Vernon. I'm here every day from 6:30 to 9 o'clock, Monday through Friday. I need y'all just to tell folks how to get the station. If you don't know how to get the station, let me show you before you go. If you don't know how to, you can tell. I want you to tell other folks how to get the station before I go. Okay, because you can get it many different ways. Okay, so we're available. So let me show you how, and then we come back and wrap it up. Okay.
Here's how you can watch and listen to WBQP, the voice of the Black community. Get us with an antenna on WBQP 12.1.
Crystal clear.
The station that cares.
Go to Play Store and download the WBQP app on your phone, tablet, or watch. The voice of the Black community.
WBQP TV streaming on Apple TV, Fire TV, Roku TV, and other streaming devices.
You can get WBQP by downloading the phone app or typing RDO.2 WBQP in your browser.
WBQP.
You can find us on your favorite platforms.
We are on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, the voice of the Black community.
To watch WBQP on your computer, go to WBQPTV.com or go to Google and type in WBQP, the voice of the Black community.
Get WBQP Radio on your phone, Alexa, or CarPlay. Your community station, wherever you go. Alexa, enable the WBQP skill and play WBQP Pensacola.
Listen to WBQP Radio in your car on CarPlay or Android Auto while you're on the go.
WBQP, the voice of the black community. An information station that cares. WBQP, the station that cares. Now, go tell everybody how to watch and listen to WBQP.
All right, y'all, I got to get out of here. So go tell everybody how to watch and how to get WBQP on many different sources, okay? All right, y'all, just like I say, I got to go. I love you with a perfect love. As Omar would say, with a perfect love. And as George Waller would say, ain't nothing you can do about it. And then Blue Sound would say, you's the only one that I love. So I see y'all again tomorrow morning, Tuesday. Tomorrow is the last day. Yeah, tomorrow is the last day of June. We're working our way into a 4th of July weekend, y'all, where we're going to be celebrating the nation's 250-year birthday. And so, folks, don't, I hear some folks say, well, why should we celebrate it? Well, because we ought to be proud of this nation because we built this nation. That's why we ought to celebrate it. We'll talk about that a little more into the week. See you tomorrow, y'all.
It's time for Mornings with Vernon. Yeah. Yeah. Get up now. Come on now. Get up. For Mornings with Vernon. Get up now. Let's go. Get up now. Turn it up now. 1, 2, 3. Let's get it now.
Start your day with Mornings with Vernon on WBQP, Monday through Friday from 6:30 to 9 a.m. Watch on Channel 12 and listen on WBQP Radio on your phone, Alexa, or CarPlay. WBQP is your information station.
It's Monday! Let's get the week moving.